it is.
Well, there it is. Hey, this is Witty, and I'll be casting a game here, played on Turtle Rock. The players are Webmex Cash versus We.Gigabyte.Una. So Cash versus Una. So we can have Cash over here. He's the blue orc. He's spawning at the left-hand side on Turtle Rock. Meanwhile, at the bottom right, we have Una, who is the pink night elf. And let's call it right now. It's going to be a demon hunter. There we go. Called it. We've got Ancient of War being built very close to these creeps. Very close indeed. 1 pixel closer, and I think they might just get set off. So that's a good spot to put it in. A little bit of a trek to the trees, but you can't build any closer, probably because of those rocks. Yes. Ultra Storms, Barracks, it's all going down for Cash. He's getting a Blade Master, and then soon Grunts. Scouts going down at the moment for Una. And it is Demon Hunter. Called it. Wisps all over the shop, which is good, because that's what Night Elf should be doing. They should be scouting left, right and centre. Who else is scouting? It's Cash. I'm going to stop holding down that shh, and I'll start saying Cash. Okay, so Cash, although I don't promise that, I'll see how long I can keep that up for. Cash is scouting away. He knows his opponent is not next to him, so he's safe in that respect. We got a Voodoo Lounge, Grunts, Blade Masters, 3/4 of the way through. First Archer is now out for Una. Una uproots the Ancient of War, and he's going straight for it. He's not even going to come back. Oh, yes, he is. Actually, he's going to do stop move micro. So he's going to hit, then move. And during the time it takes before this guy's animation is ready to attack once again, he's going to throw down another punch whilst going to eat the trees. Demon Hunter should be out, although the Archer can finish off the creep. As long as it isn't the Ancient, then the Demon Hunter will get the experience, even though he wasn't even there at that time. He's going to finish off another one, and his Claws of Attack +6. Blade Master pops over to the shop, sells his teleport, picks up a Circlet of Nobility and Dust of Appearance. Oh, he might actually get a free kill on the Ancient of War here, actually. I think that's going to run out in a moment, though, that wind walk, so he's probably going to have to call it in a second. Yeah, he's going to go for the Troll Berserker. Gets denied because Una, whilst he didn't get the experience himself, did last hit it. Now this Ancient of War, I think he's almost definitely going to go down. Although the Blade Master is losing quite a lot of health, but he just has enough to finish off the Ancient of War, which is pretty big here. But I imagine that maybe very soon we're going to see Una Tech. Yeah, there you go. Because he's going to invest in like Dryads, any sort of Druids. So Druids of the Talon, Druids of the Claw. You're more likely to see him go Druids of the Talon and not even bother with the Ancients of Law, which could get Dryads. Mostly because Night Elf just don't invest that much in a mixed army. But it wouldn't be such a bad thing to have a couple of Dryads. They're definitely going to be useful versus Orc, but it's that commitment. If you've purchased, you know, an Ancient of Wind, maybe 2 Ancients of Wind, that's quite a lot of golden wood, and they don't want to overcommit and then get another sort of like building an Ancient of Law just for a couple of Dryads. But hopefully we might see that. We've got a, ooh, very close there. Boost of Speed and Staff of Teleportation picked up for Una, who's now going to be hunting down this Grunt, or actually speeding away because he suspects that the Blade Master is nearby. Mana Burn almost definitely going to go down. Oh, it does not go down in time. It does look like Cash gets another Wind Walk off, but he's probably going to lose mana in a moment. But it does look like Una is so focused on this Grunt, he's not even going to take the time to Mana Burn the Blade Master. He doesn't need to be Mana Burn just yet because he is currently at 60 mana, so he can't Wind Walk anyway. He's going very strong on this Archer. Dust of Appearance has been used. Maybe Una might be able to save the Archer by blocking in front. Yes, that's what he's going to do. Some great micro, but it does leave his Demon Hunter a little bit vulnerable because that Blade Master, he's pretty healthy. The Demon Hunter, not so much. I'm surprised we didn't see a Mana Burn. Did he not have Mana Burn? I'm sure I saw him do Mana Burn earlier. It's kind of weird to not see that, but never mind. We've got a nice little block here from Una. Quite a few Moonwells spread out with the Ancient of Wonders blocking off the base. I'm not sure if that's a block or not. Possibly is, and that'll hopefully stop the Blade Master from getting inside of Una's base and wreaking havoc. So we've got the Demon Hunter who's actually using the Staff of Teleport, which is very, very good play here. Nearby to a wisp that's just outside of Cash's base. So that way he can sort of, when he returns back to base, he can heal up and then get back into the action straight away. Because this is a well correctly predicted spot where he thought his opponent was going to be. Because after Cash backed off, he has to go and creep. Unless he's going to harass even further. And Una knows this. So he goes for it. He's just scouting, seeing whether there's a possible expansion maybe, or just backing off, and whilst he's backing off he's going to check. Spirit Lodge and Bestiary standard for Orc. Tauren Chieftain coming out here, second hero. That's also fairly standard versus Night Elf, because he's going to want Shockwave versus the Druids of the Talon, which are quite vulnerable to Shockwave. It is very effective. There we go, Ancient of Wind going down, a second Ancient of Wind and a Tech to tier 3. And that means that Gigabyte hasn't got much wood left for Ancient of Lore, let alone the wood that it takes to, you know, get all the Dryads and that, because there's 60 wood each. Oh, Blade Master might be able to pick off this Quill Beast, which will give him a nice chunk of experience since he is on level 1, but he's backing off here. Coming back to this creep camp, having a look. He hasn't got himself a boost of speed yet, and there probably is a boost of speed available unless the Beastmaster picked it up as well. No, he didn't, but he has got himself a Staff of Preservation. This means that he's going to keep sending his Demon Hunter back into the fight. He'll allow his Demon Hunter to tank, then Staff of Preservation him back into his Night Elf base, soak up the Moonwatch, and then the Demon Hunter is most likely going to use Staff of Teleportation to get back into the fight. And we got Slippers of Agility here for the Demon Hunter, very nice item. Blade Master rocking with 2 circlets, Cloak of Shadows on the Tauren Chieftain, Scroll of Speed and Healing Salve. Blade Master just nabbing it up to level 2. That's going to give him the crit he needs now, which is going to be pretty damn effective. Not so much a level, you know, a level 1 version of it, but it's still nice to have. And we've got a Raider here. I don't think Ensnare is researched just yet. Probably another 15 to 20 seconds before that will start ensnaring, but not just yet. Looks like these two are going to fight it out for the creeps. And we're going to see an ensnare real soon. I'm waiting for it. Meanwhile, another Spirit Walker has made its way onto the field. I say another one, it's the first one. And he's just come out of his ethereal form into corporal form, I believe. And he's going to start throwing down some DPS. This Raider surely wants to throw down an ensnare soon. Probably not sure on how long these Quill Beasts are going to last. There we go, one is down already, so the other one has got a bit more life. Scroll of Healing and Less of Invulnerability being picked up by Cash for his Blade Master. Meanwhile, we've got Raiders coming out, another Spirit Walker, and there is the upgrade for Disenchant, basically. So these Spirit Walkers will be able to dispel inevitable fairy fire that will come out of these Druids of the Talon, who are currently adept at the moment, so they can also go into crow form and navigate the map. There we are, the third hero now being picked up by Una. This is your standard for your Night Elf player. Try hero versus Orc, try hard, Demon Hunter, Beastmaster and Tinker. Oh, that Demon Hunter's pretty kitted out now. He's got an Orb of Venom as well. His quick, fast attacks will allow him to basically apply this poison, should he choose to do that, quite effectively. He's going to pick off these creeps very quickly and easily. Meanwhile, down here we can see that Cash is actually going for a tough spot here. He's must have already picked off the big Overlord, so let's see what item we got for it. Helm of Valor, Strength and Agility, +4. It's not that bad. It's alright. I mean, the Blade Master is going to use that 4 agility very nicely. And the +4 strength is going to be additional stamina, health for the Blade Master, so that he doesn't get killed so damn quickly in the fights that will come in future. So, Ogre Lord, what's he going to drop this time? Ooh, Warsong Battle Drums. That's a very nice one, but increases the damage of nearby friendly units by 10%. Not so good for the Talons, because you can see this is only +1 damage for them, but the heroes will benefit from this. And that's going to go quite a long way. So pretty damn good, actually. For the heroes, at least. And it is tri-hero, so it's going to go far in that sense. We've got... oh, I don't know. What was the item? Ooh, Greater Mana Pot for this Tauren Chieftain, who's level 3. So that's level 2 Shockwave that he currently has. That's pretty damn good. He's going to be able to throw down a lot of Shockwaves. And the Demon Hunter is probably going to want to stick a lot of mana burns on that Tauren Chieftain. Una teleporting back to defend his base. One shockwave going down already. Nothing lost thus far, but it won't be long until that Blade Master goes for that Ancient of Wonders. Yep, mana burn. Only 28 mana left for our Blade Master. The Talon's in a bit of a decent position here, actually. They kind of want to keep that, and that's what Cash is trying to do. He's trying to drag his opponent out so he can fight in open ground, which will give him a lot more chance versus his Talons. A shockwave going right through those, and it's going to do some nice damage. Ensnare going down on these Talons. They are stuck on the ground. Unless they can avoid the Ensnare somehow, they're not going to be able to do it because it's just not going to run out. It lasts quite a long time. You can see Pocket Factory thrown down here. Blade Master being consistently Cyclone. Scroll of Speed for the Tauren Chieftain to get out of the battle. The Blade Master does not have a Windwalk available, but he could use Invulnerability Part. There it goes. Now focusing very heavily on the Demon Hunter, but Staff of Preservation from the Beastmaster is going to pretty much reduce the chance of being able to kill the Demon Hunter in any way, shape or form. Tauren Chieftain looking very vulnerable at the back, and it does look like Cash has been pushed back quite heavily here. I don't think many Talons got killed. A couple at most, really. And this Raider is cycling for a very long time. It lasts about 6 seconds on heroes, and on units I guess it's probably about 12 to 15 seconds. It's a really long time, but it is a master spell. So with all due respect, it's got to be pretty powerful. I don't know whether Una has actually scouted this. It does look like he has, but I can't know for sure. Yeah, I have to assume he has, because he's coming straight here, going very heavily on that. There's no way that's going to go up anytime soon. Does look like Fairy Fire is still on this Blade Master, which is another reason why Night Elf will focus on their Druid to the Talon. That way they can keep their opponents in vision, because Fairy Fire, and this is on a hero as well, still lasts quite a while, and it's so important to see where that Blade Master is at all times. And if you can't see him with Fairy Fire, why not have yourself a Hawk as well, which is what the Beastmaster also supplies for your army. The Hawk is able to see invisible units, so it's just there to be more support, so it's great in that sense. And we should be able to see the Blade Master, there we go, because he can see it with the Hawk. He's thrown down the Cyclone, he's backing off here, which is actually the smart thing to do. He could have got cocky and gone straight for that Blade Master, but he decides to get himself in a better position. He's actually able to take down the Sea Turtle here before it can get back. He's got to be very quick. This is who's going to pick it up. Oh, Cash is so close. Why did he not go for it? He had the moment there, but it does look like the Demon Hunter picked it up, or someone picked it up. I guess it was the Beastmaster, because the Demon Hunter's items are full, but it did look like it was totally possible for Cash to go for it, but maybe he thought he was going to get Cyclone, which he does right now. Shockwave going through these units, Scroll of Speed being used, just allow the Orc units to get into those Talons as fast as possible. Does look like the Demon Hunter is going to be avoided this time. We're seeing Talons try to be focused, but they're nicely at the back here, but still this doesn't stop them from going down a little bit. Does look like Scroll of Healing has been used by Una, and he's going to teleport just in time before he loses too many more Talons, because that was a good fight for Cash there. Looking very strong right now after that. Let's see how he's sitting food-wise. 57 out of 60, but not much cash to show for it. Meanwhile, Una's playing a little bit more cool. 46 out of 50, but he did lose quite a few units there. Not that much, I guess, because it still looks like he's got a lot of Talons. And they are looking strong for the most part. Just a couple of vulnerable ones. Gargantuan Sea Turtle here, going to be taken out. What's it going to be? Time of Agility? The Tauren Chieftain just going for it though. He just wants it all in front of that Blade Master. He doesn't care. Potion of Greater Mana. I can assume that he used the one previously before, and this is the one that he's picked up. It has to be. Otherwise, nothing dropped from that turtle, so that's just the simple fact. Blade Master going to be scouting, just narrowly missing where Una is, but he will find out soon enough when he returns back to base and sees that Una is coming straight up in front of his face, throwing down the Pocket Factory just outside of the freaking stronghold, and we've got the Orc army backing off here, spreading out some Spirit Link, getting ready for the fight that's to come. Ooh, Una is going to get himself into an awkward position here. He is getting free access to these burrows, and it does look like Cash does not want to commit to this fight just yet. He doesn't feel quite comfortable already. He wants to pick up maybe a couple more items, more mana for the Blade Master before he goes for this, because this is giving Una some free time to do quite a lot of damage here. He's probably like, what the hell? I haven't been attacked yet? But here we go. Cash is now moving in. He's throwing in the raiders. Ensnares are going to go down on the talons. Blade Master coming straight in. There's Shockwave being thrown through the talons. You can see these talons are losing their health quite quickly. Disenchant being thrown down very swiftly afterwards. He needs more disenchants though. But how much disenchants has he got? Not that many more. He's got at least an extra 3 to 4 to throw down. Looks like a Fairy Dragon has now joined the fight. Is yet to go into Mana Flare mode. About to activate it shortly, I would imagine. Maybe not. Slightly preoccupied with everything else that's going down. Blade Master being Cyclone. Beastmaster now the focus. Teleporting out. Has done quite a good job over here because both teams traded units. And I'd say that was fairly equal. Except that Una managed to get a couple of burrows and do a fair bit of damage. And also force Cash to spend more money on healing cells and clarity pots. Meanwhile, these moon wells are being soaked up because Nighttime has done a good job of filling them up. And the Night Elf army looks pretty damn strong again. Level 3 Demon Hunter, level 3 Tinker, level 3 Beastmaster. Beastmaster sitting with a greater healing pot. Scroll of healing. Those are the new additions. Well, really the ones that count at the moment. As you know, he's obviously going to have a scroll of teleport. He's still going to have the items from before. Demon Hunter, invulnerability pot. I'm not sure if he actually used one yet, because that could still be the same one. We've got Cash's Tauren Chieftain looking a little empty here for items. Is he going to pick up something nice? Boost of Quel'Thalas +6 is very, very nice, because this Blade Master has a couple of spots. And I'm sure he's going to welcome those boosts of speed, not boosts of speed. And why hasn't he got a boost of speed, if anything, on that Blade Master? That's kind of crazy to see a Blade Master at this point in the game still not with a boost of speed. I know Wind Walk makes you move fast and gets you from A to B, but when you're in those situations where you're just flat out chasing, you've lost all of your mana, and you have no Wind Walks available in any shape, way or form, you're going to want a boost of speed on your Blade Master. Now, it does look like the Voodoo Lounge has been taken down, and Barracks might go down shortly afterwards. After the altar is going to be the focus here. It's like, which one am I going to take? Oh, I'll definitely go for the altar first, because if Una manages to pick off one of the heroes that belongs to Cash, and they ain't looking too healthy, and he did pick off one talent there at least. How's the Blade Master? The Blade Master's a little better. But yeah, if he manages to pick off a hero, Cash won't be able to get that hero back because he doesn't have an Altar of Storms to do so. So it's actually going to be in Una's interest to go for the heroes. He's having free run of this base. Cash is clearly not comfortable with fighting versus Una, but the problem with doing so, well, I suppose this kind of works in his favour. He has to lose and take quite a lot of damage, but he forces his opponent to teleport back. That's his effective way of getting his opponent out, rather than fighting him in his base, which can sometimes go against him because you see these kind of closed-in spots. Imagine Talons sitting there comfortably with a couple of heroes here and there, Pocket Factory, blocking off the Orc units from getting us around. Cash has been pushed hard this game, and you can see it's having some effects on his micro, his macro. He's currently down at the moment. He needs to get something up and running. But meanwhile, we can see Una not so high in the gold, but he's sitting happy, I'd say. He's done very well this game so far, so it's looking strong for him. Another Sea Turtle going down. And Scroll of the Beast, which I love to call Scroll of Roar, which it basically is very... yeah, I'm going to still say very effective. He might still well sell it. He does. He does still sell it. But I think at this point in the game, you can afford to keep an item like that, purely because you're getting towards that point where you've had there's been a lot of battles between these two, and the game still isn't over yet. So it's not going to be long until they have that battle that really counts, because we've got Scrolls of Healing, invulnerability pots all over the shop for these Night Elf heroes, and the Scroll of the Beast would be also quite useful indeed in probably what would possibly be a final battle. So we're moving in once again. Una just looking to pick off more burrows. Cash close enough to his opponent's base to do the same. Raiders are going to be very effective. They do have siege damage, and perhaps they also have pillage. We might be able to check up on this and see. Yes, you can see that gold rising up in sort of weird intervals, so that means he does have pillage, so that's going to be useful for him. Shockwave actually picking off a talon there and damaging others, also getting some damage on the Moonwell. 2 shockwaves to come out. This is a level 5 Tauren Chieftain. So the Orc heroes are really quite strong. The Tauren Chieftain more so than the Blade Master. Level 4 Blade Master, level 5 Tauren Chieftain. Lots of scrolls of healing for all people involved. That shockwave is doing so much damage now because it's a level 3 shockwave. We've got the Demon Hunter ensnared here. Invulnerability pot being used. Cyclone being thrown down across the Orc units and heroes. He's actually opting to Cyclone the Tauren Chieftain by the looks of it, as much as he is pretty much the Blade Master, which normally is just the Blade Master. But the Demon Hunter now forced to TP back because where is the Beastmaster? Did I not pick up on that? Where the hell is the Beastmaster? He didn't use Staff of Preservation. I don't know whether I even saw the Beastmaster in that fight. It felt like he didn't have much of a presence. The Fairy Dragon being ensnared here and almost getting a revenge kill on the raider that ensnared him, but not quite. Blade Master coming back in here. Must have picked up another item or two. Invulnerability pot or Scroll of Healing. I'm not sure which one. He's looking good now, Cash, isn't he? Blimey. He's looking really good. I thought Una was doing very well, but now Cash is giving it back. He's coming back here. Tauren Chieftain going to line up for another shockwave. If he doesn't get mana burnt, he's so close to 100 mana, and another shockwave is going to do a lovely bit of damage if he can angle it just right. It does. Night Elf is trying his best to try to block himself off here. The Pocket Factory does help quite a lot with that. Cash isn't too strong unit-wise, but these are powerful heroes. Almost level 6 with the Tauren Chieftain, and Blade Master is making his way halfway through. Shockwave going down. Fairy Dragon is in Mana Flare, throwing down some feedback onto that Tauren Chieftain. Cyclones being spammed, but how many more Cyclones can we possibly have? Not too many by the looks of it. A couple, maybe 3. He's pretty low on the mana now for those Talons. These battles have pretty much drained. Thank you for the pings, because all the way through all of this, I managed to forget that there has apparently been an expansion that is yet to wield gold for Una, because both of these players are now at that point in the game where they're about to run out of resources. Cash still has a little bit left because he was harassed quite hard inside of his base, which meant that his mining was not so efficient as his opponents. Cash looking to go for this expansion up here. He wasn't sure where to go with his army. The Blade Master's scouting. The Blade Master sees the expansion and he says, guys, get over here. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to go for this Tree of Life. I don't know whether Una's going to try to defend it. It looks like he's just going to go and attack Cash's base rather than defend, because he can potentially get himself another expansion, because this one is definitely going down. Because Night Elf, with their Tree of Life or Ages or Eternity, can simply uproot and then go find themselves another gold mine should they feel the need to, and there's a pretty big need for it. This Tree of Eternity is going to travel quite a long way though. It looks like he's going to go for this gold mine over here, closer to his opponent rather than further away, which actually is going to be a better move, I think, here, because when you get to this point in the game, you can't really mess around. You need to be in defensive mode / offensive mode. I know that doesn't necessarily make much sense, but basically what I'm trying to say is if he has a bad fight here, he hasn't got too far to run before he's got some buildings to sort of fall back to. And oh no! Is he actually going to take the expand, or is he just going to come in here and go and attack? I get the feeling he might move those ancients all the way to his opponent's base. I was wondering whether he was just going to set up. Well, I assumed he was going to set up. Oh, mana burn, too late there. Windwalk straight off the bat. Ancients in a good position here. It may seem like bad position, but if you're going to have a fight, you may as well have a fight with all your ancients nearby. So that's not bad, actually, for Una. And Cash knows this. So he smartly backs off there. That was the right thing to do, rather than overcommit. And yeah, Una is actually going to ignore trying to take an expansion and defend it. He's actually going to go in here for the final battle. And the Talons are getting ready. They've got a lot of mana now. There's a lot of mana on these Talons. I couldn't count it, but I would have to say that's a good 10 plus Cyclones. It doesn't necessarily sound like that much, but it means a lot if you're going to pretty much have the final battle and you can remove your opponent's heroes for like 50 seconds worth at least. Although Disenchant can reduce the time that those heroes are taken out for. Now, one thing to bear in mind here is that there is no expansion, I don't believe, or any other buildings for the Night Elf player. So once this is taken off, Cash just pretty much has to deal with these buildings that Una has part of his army. But where is Cash's buildings? He doesn't have an expansion or a burrow ninja built anywhere. So he really needs to get back here, surely. Am I missing a burrow that's built somewhere? This seems crazy, because he doesn't seem that much of a rush. There we go. Peons are outside here building a burrow, and that's exactly what you need to do. Because I'm like, yeah, you're moving back to your base, but you're not moving back as far as you can, as fast as you can. This is getting desperate now. Both players coming in here. This is going to be it. Funnily enough, Una has actually rooted inside of the base, so it actually looks like this base belonged to Una the entire time. Very, very funny. Now Cash is in a nasty position here because he wants to do some damage because he can't mess around. He's only got a burrow going for him, and he knows this is a sketchy time for him, and he needs to be able to hurt the Night Elf before the Night Elf can get out. I mean, those Talons, they wanted to, like, they could escape the base with crow form, or he could send the Tinker out to freaking go on this burrow, which only has a limited amount of time left, which forces Cash to come back here. And he's building a lounge, which is right next to his opponent's base, which surely Una can see. This burrow is being repaired by a peon that's going to go down any second now. So this is the problem. He could deal with his pocket factory, but if he doesn't find the Tinker, whose sole purpose now is just to run back and forth and throw down a factory, be that threat, because once you lose your buildings, you're out of the game. It doesn't matter if you have an army. It doesn't matter squat. You could have 100 food of the strongest units. If you lose your last building, you are out. Oh my, this is getting really tense here. Just a voodoo lounge, and those go down quickly, and this burrow isn't going to last for long. The Tinker's going to be doing this over and over. So basically Cash needs to make a move here, and he's going to go for it. He's going to try to take this on. Is he strong enough to fight versus Una? Una's looking pretty vulnerable. I'm not sure if he has got a scroll of healing, and he's probably going to want to throw it down after a shockwave gets thrown down. But there's going to be plenty more shockwaves from this Tauren Chieftain. Mana burn is only going to go so far versus that Tauren Chieftain. Blade Master's looking strong here. There's the shockwave. Oh, it gets so many Talons. Oh my goodness. He probably wanted to use that scroll of healing before it went down. I thought he might push his luck and try to use it afterwards, but now it's like, what's the point? Oh, what's the point? Now Una, looking like he was in a strong enough position, and maybe he is because the burrow is now destroyed and he's going on this voodoo lounge. There's only 2 buildings left. He's got to kill off these units. If Una does not lose his 2 heroes and the pocket factory in like the next second, he's gonna... Oh, what the hell? What the hell? Wow. Una just takes it. Oh my goodness. How tense was that? Because that was, the clock was ticking. Una was losing that because his talons were all gone. The heroes were pretty much getting sliced up by the Tauren Chieftain, let alone the Blade Master. That was a time bomb, and it was ticking. But he acted, and in the last second, he managed to pull the wire, and it was the right one. He pulled the right one. He did it. Well played. Very well played by both. It could have gone either way. Either one could have won that, and it would have been a great game regardless. Both very deserving, and just amazing. That was very, very tense. Very, very close. And unfortunately, none of those heroes quite notched it up enough to be that kind of powerful army threat. But it didn't matter because Una had such great control and, you know, just power throughout the game, dominance, to put himself in a position where he could actually just finish off the buildings and win. He didn't have to kill the army. So, wow. Alright, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, then please thumbs it up, favorite and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you later.